I made how much in MXC? What's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and yes, you heard it right. I have made over $8,000 over the past 8 months mining MXC from my M2 Pro miner. So in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna recap my miner performance. I also got a gift from MatchX, so we're gonna show off my brand new MXC Kicks that MXC sent to me. And then of course, we're gonna talk about the future of MXC and MatchX and where I feel the company is going. If you want to get your own M2 Pro miner, there will be a link for that down in the description. If you use my link, you do get $50 off. Like I said, mine is mining roughly $1,000 a month with the increase in the value of MXC. Now, of course, I did want to mention as well, if you haven't already staked for the Crypto.com Visa card yet, they are changing their staking rates. That is going to be happening later this month. And so if you haven't done it yet, they're still offering the $25 free CRO just for staking for the Ruby Red Crypto.com Visa. If you use my referral link, you and I both get $25 in CRO absolutely free. You'll be locked in for that as long as your staking period. After that, of course, it will change. So if you want to get that, the link will be down in the description. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that because I have lots of good content coming out, new miners to review, everything from crypto, tech, and investing platforms, and all the like. And with that out of the way, let's get to the content. First things first, I did want to make sure to thank MatchX and MXC for sending me a pair of these MXC Kicks. As most of you know, I'm big into collecting lately. Everything from NFTs to lightsabers to custom skateboard decks signed by Tony Hawk, Tesla merch, all the like. I'm big into collecting right now. And so I'm super grateful for these. The special thing about the MXC Kicks is that they are limited edition. There's only going to be 150 of them ever made, and they are loaded with Bitcoin. And I've seen someone get up to $1,500 in Bitcoin from these. The maximum loaded onto them is up to $5,000 worth of Bitcoin loaded onto these MXC Kicks. They're not doing a giveaway for any of them right now. That will probably be reopened in the future. Basically, the way it works is if you get a pair, they give you a special card right here with a code on the back. You scan the QR code that is on the MXC Kicks, then you fill out the form and the Bitcoin will be uploaded onto your DataDash app. So very grateful for the crew down at MXC. If you want to see how much I get loaded onto my MXC Kicks, make sure you follow me on Twitter because that's where I will be posting most of my daily updates. So like I mentioned, I'm tracking a little over 8 months of mining because 8 months ago when they introduced miner fuel, I actually emptied my entire tank. Now, I did sell that and I put that investment into something else. We're going to talk about why that was a good and a bad decision, but we'll talk about that in a few moments. So it has actually been 7.6 months since that we are tracking of all the mining that I've done. So that means I have mined 76,009 MXC tokens over the past 7.6 months. And that is roughly 10,000 MXC tokens every single month. Now, as you can see here, the price of MXC currently is 10.65 cents. And so we are actually going to do that times 0.1065, boom. And so the grand total of my mining results monthly on average based on the price of MXC today is $1,065.12.6. Whoa. Now keep in mind, these miners are only about $3,000. That's it. This is not talking about after I've already received my initial investment. If I had just invested the $3,000 8 months ago, and that was when I first started mining, then I would have had a return on investment in 3 months, which blows my mind, to be honest. Now, it's important to keep in mind as well that we do have Bitcoin mining coming for every single M2 Pro miner. We'll talk about that in a second. So I have currently mined 0.00418356. We'll call it 0.0049419 Bitcoin from Das Kaiser Projekt 1, 2, and 3. At the current price of Bitcoin, which is in a pretty big dip, if you ask me, roughly 36 grand per Bitcoin, that means that my M2 Pro miner, in addition to the MXC, has mined $150 worth of Bitcoin. Now, on top of that, I've also mined DHX. Current value is low on that as well, but I have mined roughly 22 DHX at the rate of $4.54 per data highway token. And so that's another $100 added to the pot. And obviously that's not a crazy huge amount, I get that, but it all adds up. And that's the whole point, is we're not looking at the miner on a daily basis. This isn't like, oh, I'm getting $10 a day. This is, yes, the value I'm getting from my M2 Pro miner is roughly $10 per day. But when you look at it over time, you see the price of MXC has gone up significantly. So if you would have bought MXC in 2020, when I originally started mining, it was going for a penny. So it is 10x'd over the past year and a half. And if I'm being completely honest, I've seen IoT markets like this go before. Helium is a big one. And we are extremely early when it comes to MatchX, MXC, and what they're going to bring in the future. Once again, not financial advice, but most of you know my portfolio does really, really well. And it's because it's because of my viewpoint on these things. I don't look at things as a short-term investment. I look at them long-term. Now, let's talk about the future of low-power Bitcoin mining, because that is really important. So we've done Das Kaiser Projekt number 1, 2, and 3. We have gone through the alpha test, the beta test, the public beta test, and now we are finally going to a completely public low-power Bitcoin mining. The requirements have changed, but basically what Das Kaiser Projekt number 3 told us was that it was successful. They were able to utilize the entire M2 Pro network to produce low-power Bitcoin mining. So what are the requirements for Bitcoin mining? Number 1, you're going to have to bond 5,000 MXC tokens. Previously, for the public beta test, that was 6,000 MXC tokens. And so you can see in my account, I have 9,000 just sitting there just for the purpose of low power Bitcoin mining. And also for DHX mining as well. The bond duration has changed. It used to be 90 days during the public beta test. Now it's lowered to only 60 days, meaning you'll only have to bond that 5,000 MXC for 60 days at the least. And then of course, the third requirement is to have 90% or higher of miner health. This includes your fuel tank and your uptime, all of the other things as well that haven't been completely introduced yet into the network requirements. And so that's really all you need to be doing to be mining Bitcoin from your M2 Pro miner. Of course, you need to own one in order to be doing that. Like I said, if you want to get your own, there is a link down in the description. If you use my link, you do get $50 off. And something important to keep in mind is that you have not smashed the like button yet for the YouTube algorithm. Anytime you do that, it really does go a long way. It helps push this video further to a larger audience so that more people can learn about IoT mining, about MXC and MatchX, and really help build the network even more. Something else really, really important about MatchX though is their ship time. Right now, Helium miners, not only are they a lot less profitable, but it's really, really hard to get them. And so that's one beautiful thing about MatchX is that they've partnered with Semtech. And so they're able to produce and ship these miners much quicker than any other company in the IoT mining space. And so basically, if you order yours within the next 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to have your miner in hand mining MXC. So pretty cool in my book. Okay, so what do I think is coming for MatchX and for MXC? Once again, I've talked about this before. MatchX is not the Silicon Valley startup that other IoT networks are. So for instance, Helium Network, they have millions of dollars in funding, which, outside looking in, you might say that's good. For me, someone who's been in the Silicon Valley startup world very, very frequently, I've seen funding rounds. I've seen what happens to startups. While this doesn't mean that they're going to succeed or fail, I don't necessarily think funding is the best way to go because you have lots of other people whispering in your ear telling you what to do, what not to do. People whose money is at stake. Whereas if there is zero funding involved, you can leave it to the people who know what they're doing to build a network. I still love Helium, don't get me wrong. But when you look at the price chart, as you can see, we reached highs of over $50 per Helium token. It's been a great investment as well. If you want to get any of those miners, links are down in the description. But then when we go back and look at MXC, it's still very, very early in its development, and it's already at 10 cents. And so if we look at comparatively to the Helium network, I feel like we are still very, very early on. Even somewhere way back here, like where Helium was in 2020. And so the potential for growth is a lot bigger, in my personal opinion. Of course, not financial advice, but I mean, I have made tens of thousands of dollars on IoT mining, and I just feel like it's been one of those investments that I will never regret in my life. So there you have it. That is how my miner made over $8,000 in MXC tokens, just the MXC mining over the past 8 months. That's over $1,000 every single month. Extremely grateful that I had this opportunity to join the M2 Pro community. I'm just blown away because, to be honest, IoT mining has been probably the best investment that I've ever made in my entire life. So with all that out of the way, thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help go a long way. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that because I have lots of new miners to review. I got sent the Deeper Connect Pico. I got sent a Helium miner from Panther. I also have the FutureBit Apollo miner, the Freedom 5 5G miner. I will be reviewing the new Bobcat 5G miner as well. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Turn the notification bell on, and that way you'll get notified anytime I come out with new videos relating to crypto, tech, and investing platforms, and all of the like. Other than that, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate all of you so much because you are the reason that I get to do what I do. And so thank you. I genuinely appreciate it. Until the next video, thanks for stopping by. My name is Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time.